Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the active frame indicator.
But before we do, if you have not watched my first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that right now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team, and as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down in the description below. You can also find a link to our Discord server, so that way we can all discuss testing indicators and building our trading system. And lastly, you can find a link below to TradingView. If you sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money using the link below.
Alright, as I said, today we will be testing the active frame indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 83 indicators. And out of those 83 indicators, 26 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The two best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you could take any one of those 26 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back, watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. Alright, today's indicator is the active frame indicator. You can see it here on the screen. A pretty simple setup here. So we have these zones here in red and pink, I guess I would call them, and these zones here in blue and light blue, like teal, blue-ish, green maybe. Drives me crazy when people do this with their indicators, right? And so this is just a little pet peeve of mine. Sorry. I hate when they make signals to go short a different color than red and a signal to go long a different color than green. It's just something about it just bugs me slightly for some odd reason. Like I said, I don't know exactly why, but it definitely does. And so let's see if we can. So that one's pretty reddish, I would say. Anyways, I'm not going to tinker around with it because I'm going to sit here forever just changing colors. All right, so back to the indicator. So it's pretty simple. It has these red zones and these green zones, these sell zones and buy zones. And you see here where it does a flip right there from one to another. So that would be an instance of a signal right here to go long, for example. And back here, this would be a signal to go short, for example, right? This is a TradingView member created indicator, and so of course there will be a link to it down in the description below. More importantly, I don't know if it's more importantly, but the creator described this indicator as an indicator that will show you where potential reversal zones are happening, and will also show you entry points. And so it is obviously, I'm assuming that these are entry points, right? And then I am assuming that these, like instances like this right here, are a reversal or a pullback style of a signal. And it's interesting, if you scroll back, you'll see that it does seem to have these moments where it pulls up into this red zone, and as it breaks back out, it boom 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 has a pullback. Same thing right here, same thing right here, same thing right here, same thing right here. Doesn't happen a whole lot, but yeah, I mean, I guess you could see that as like an oversold type area before a push back in the up direction. Same way over here type of deal. And so I guess you could play with it that way if you wanted to. Personally, like I've said many times, I'm not a huge fan of the whole pullback indicators because I feel like often they're capping our profit. And so if an indicator gives me a choice to use it as simply a signal to go long or go short versus a trend, a signal to go long or short in a trend versus a signal to go long or short in a pullback scenario, then I'm always going to pick the trend version of it. And that is kind of where we are on this one. So that's how we're going to test it. When this thing flips colors, that will be a signal to go either long or short. Pretty simple, not too much to it. Pretty straightforward, right? So let's get on with the testing process here. I can tell already just by throwing it up on the screen and scrolling back and looking at it and putting eyeballs on it that it's not gonna give a whole lot of signals. It definitely seems like it runs for a significant period of time without switching from a long to a short. It's possible that if I don't even know, I didn't even check to see. It's funny sometimes, yeah, there's inputs on it. It's funny sometimes you'll see these member created indicators and they don't put inputs in them. Drives me crazy. It's like, allow people to tweak the indicator. And so when we don't have the ability to tweak it, that kind of limits us to, trading it that way and only that way. Boy, this thing just goes on forever and ever and ever, not giving any signal. Hopefully we can get at least one signal in a year's time. But again, you see these areas. Like right here where it pulled down into it, kind of bounced along in that area. When it broke back out, boop boop boop, took off in that direction. That could be a a trend continuation indicator, which isn't a horrible thing. It's definitely not nearly as bad as a reversal indicator. And so that is very, very possible. I mean, that would have been a good trade right there if you'd have hopped in that and just rode this out for a while. Use a reasonable exit indicator. Now, are we going to get a short? Ah, there we go. We finally got a short. Wow. Man, I wasn't sure if that was ever going to take place. There is a short. That is the first short right there. And I am going to, that's the first signal right there in general. I'm going to say that we're not going to get another one out of this. Nope. We are not. That is it. That is the one and only signal that we got for the entire year. So yeah, I mean, there's another 100% winner, but um, it did it on only one trade in a year, and so it's hard to say with certainty, how great an indicator is when it only trades one time in a year. Definite under trader, but again, I really feel like it is only fair to stick to the criteria here, to stick to the rules. If we start breaking our own rules and making exceptions, then before you know it, this whole concept goes completely out the window. And so I know that there are those of you, that are out there going like, hey, that's not very fair to only have one signal in a year and call it 100% win indicator. And yeah, I am not making the claim that this is going to maintain a 100% win rate over 100 trades. But at the same time, we are putting each indicator to the same criteria, the same rules, and that's how we are base testing them. Again, it's not fair for me to sit back and go, well, it only had one trade in a year, and so therefore, this one's not going to meet the criteria. I mean, we don't know, is the thing. And so that's where the next layer of testing will come in as we start to drill down into these other indicators and really start to dig into them and run them through more scrutiny and a more rigorous testing process. And once that happens, we will undoubtedly shake out some of these indicators. I don't believe that every single winning indicator that we get in a year's time is going to be able to continue to maintain a 60% as we put it really through some rigorous testing. I am 100% certain that some of these indicators are going to fall off the winning list and just aren't going to make it. And so yeah, I just, like I said, I want to be real with people, but at the same time, we have to stick with the rules. And the rules say we test it for 1 year, we add them up, and what it gets is what it gets, and that's the current stage that we are in. And so, again, 100% winner, only one trade in a year. But if you would have taken that one trade in this year, you would have been at 100% win rate. So this one's going on the yes list for now. I challenge you guys out there. I challenge all of you viewers out there. Throw these on your own charts. Play with it. Tweak it. Mess with the settings and, tweak it to where it is giving us, 15 or 20 signals in a year's time, and then, see what we get out of it. That's the whole point of this entire channel and the human experiment that we are doing right now is that we are all working as a collective to build something that we can all look back on and say, yeah, we did that, we built that, and it kicks ass, and we are all, crazy profitable traders because of it, right? And so, yeah, that's where I challenge all of you. Join our Discord, test the indicators, be involved in the process, and we will become far more knowledgeable without gatekeeping information and allowing everyone to be involved in this process. So, all right, now that I'm done yammering on about all this stuff, like I said, it is going on the yes list, and we will be moving on to the next indicator from here.
If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you on the next video.